very good evening to all of you here present. What can I say?
You look
I am
lovely.
humbled, I'm honored. Hello?
You look lovely, Mama. We
Yeah,
happy to see you.
thank you. I dedicate this conversation to each and every one of you who have the courage, who have the resilience, who have stayed on even at the lowest of our moments in the struggle. Thank you, Dorcas, for reaching out to me early this week and requesting that if I could be able to join. Of course, I'm always very honored to be empowered, inspired, reignited by each one of you. Dr. Mangeni, I take your advice, not advice, your directive, your instructions very seriously. After this, you will be able to give me the details of how we can reach out to them. Tina, my beloved sister from another father and another state, but of course from Uganda, but from the same mother. Okay, I want to thank you so much for your resilience and wishing your son, our son, the very best. And to each one of you, I salute you big time. On behalf of the National Unity Platform Party, the newly mandated team from the president to us, the deputies, and also the secretariat and you, the diaspora. We want to thank you so much because sometimes at our lowest moments, especially me, I get a lot of energy when I go online. You people are in the cold, you are there, also risking it all. Our conversation today was to inspire and ignite in each one of us the resilience. I thank you, Dorcas, for the follow-up conversations. When I watched the clip about the non-violent movement, which is very inspirational, I actually changed my focus of, I redirected to facilitate this conversation. And I said and followed up as power, leadership, and followership to deliver on the 2026 protest vote. And also thinking about leadership. It's true, if you're a leader and no one is following, you are just taking a walk. Dorcas, as you convened this, if none of us came, you would be taking a walk. But you're a true leader. You are inspirational. So the objectives today for our conversation this Saturday, the 19th of July, the year of our Lord 2025, one is to ignite our debate and discussion on the need for mass mobilization and meaningful participation, meaningful engagement, meaningful oversight. Mimi, you already said it, meaningful oversight, meaningful support, meaningful advocacy by leaving no one behind. Each one of us matters in this critical protest vote agenda. The second is to enable us 5 years after, 4 years after, let's reflect, let's reignite, let's document, let's discuss what were the lessons we learned from 2021 to today that we would like to carry forward and that we would like to shelve away. The elections of 2021 taught us a lot of lessons. As far as our oversight over the electoral process, over the militarization, over the security agencies, over the internet and other engagements is concerned. And how do we now enhance this and prevent the blackouts, the gaps in terms of communication and oversight as we prepare for 2026? I was actually going to ask Dorcas to play for us as a reminder, this popular song, Kalonde, Kakume, Wakaba Kabanje. It is very powerful. That young man sang it. Vote. Protect the vote. When this vote is stolen, like they did in 2021, we must not keep silent. We must not go back to lament. We must demand for it in all means possible. Now, it is about how we will need to locate our power dynamics. Each one of us here has power. Collectively, we also have power. Referring to the clip that always inspires us. How did they do it? And then we look at the human security approach combined with the human rights. I decided to share so much the human rights approach because these days everybody, when you go to do advocacy in these corridors of power, we are told, oh, for us it is about peace and security. Okay, we're also going to hold that conversation in line with the human security approach, which is to identify and address the widespread and cross-cutting challenges to the survival, livelihoods, dignity of our people. It's very, very critical. Power. The most powerful leaders among even ourselves. These are leaders who have clarity and self-discipline. They lead by example, and we are blessed to have our president do that. So we are going to explore very briefly, to inspire us, the 4 types of power that we need to be aware of, we need to engage. The first one is power over. The second one is power with. The third one is power to. And the fourth one is power within. It is very critical for the human security approach. It's about power. Power over is how it is how power is most commonly understood. This type of power is built on force. You saw us being arrested. Some of you also have been victims of this. Coercion, domination, and control, and motivates largely through fear. They want us to fear. The last time when Gulu, Northern Region Leadership Engagement, I had the honor of saying, please, when fear comes to knock at the door, send faith. I'm glad we started this conversation, and we always start it with prayers. It makes us have the faith. And this year, for the Christians and the Catholics, it's a special year it's a special Jubilee year. We are pilgrims of hope. And we are moving together in participation, in communion, and in mission. I borrow it. It's very powerful. This form of power is built on a belief that power is a finite resource that can be held by individuals, and that some people have power and that some other people do not have this power, you know? The other forms of power recognize that power is not owned by individuals, but it is a dynamic which is present in every relationship, and we need to own that. That is power over. When we now look at power with is shared power that grows out of collaboration and relationship. Why we are here? Collaboration and relationship, equal by right. Okay, Ubuntu, I am because you are. Since you are, therefore we are. We are equal by right. And our constitution, which actually, when Mimi talked about, I have it right here in my hands, and it is next to me, because we'll speak about it and the translations, but then right now, let's look at power. It is built respect, mutual support, shared power, solidarity, influence, empowerment, and collaborative decision-making. It's not one has it all, you know, we are going to teach so-and-so Lugwara under the basement and so on. That is power over. It's coercive, forceful, okay? Power with is linked to social power, like us here, the influence we wield among ourselves. When I see Dr. Mangeni, when I see Tina, when I see Mimi, when I see Docas call at 1 a.m., I pick it. And I'm glad because this is an equal power. I know it will equally recognize my power and light my energy. Power with can help build bridges within the groups. For example, us here, Uganda is bleeding. Our families, organizations, social change movements. I will also talk about building these movements when we are using power with. Or across differences like the gender, the age, the 3Gs, the geography, the women and the men, and, you know, across the class. Rather than domination and control, power with leads to collective action and the ability to act together. Doctor is telling me, you must speak to these people and you must go and find out. Interest yourself in what is happening in the American embassy. Yeah, we're acting together. Mimi is telling me, what are you people doing as far as the education around the Constitution is concerned? What are you people doing in terms of coming to share with us, you know, our realities, coming as equals? That is what power with provides. The third is power to. This refers to the productive or generative potential of power and the new possibilities which we're building, okay? Or actions that can be created without using relationships or dominations or coercions or threats, you know? No. It is built on the unique potential of every person to shape his or her life and also shape the world. Shape our new Uganda. Shape our protest vote. It is the power to make a difference, to create something new, or to achieve our goals. Kabanje, Kalonde, Kakume, Wakaba, Kabanje. If he steals it, please demand. Okay? Then the fourth is power within. Power within is related to a person's sense of self-worth and self-knowledge. What am I worth? Am I worth 500 million? Or 500,000? Am I worth a sania of food? It includes an ability to recognize individual differences and celebrate it while respecting the others. Power within involves people having a sense of their own capacity and self-worth. Doctors and the team, you are here. I have the capacity and I'm worthy. I'm a temple of God. I'm a ball of fire to roll these people up. I am worth speaking to this amazing, this enigma, the team online. I'm worth it. They will listen. They will give me a feedback. Eh? Power within allows people to recognize their power to and power with. You have something to contribute. It's not always, hey, about Munange, we have this issue here. Mpayo, you know? No. What are you contributing in it? What are you bringing on board? And also the belief that they can make a difference. And that's why we're here. That is the beauty. We are strongly in our belief that, yes, we can make a difference and we will make the difference. There are those doubting Thomases. Oh, you know, this cannot be done. Hey, unless it is so and so. You know, never. That is what power with allows us to do. So In working with families, in working with our groups, in working with the different constituencies, we want to nurture power with, power to, and power within. Those three. We want to nurture them. Power with, power to, and power within. Not operating from a position of power over. I know it all. Nsegundi, Gwani, Toina Wadi. No, everybody matters. That's why when I came online, I came on time, because I acknowledge each one of you has that power and something to inspire me to contribute. It's respectful. It's a learning curve. It also gives you and I the confidence, okay? Our aim should not be not operating from a position of power over. Our aim should not be to maximize our power over other people. Don't maximize your power over other people. You have seen it. It's very negative. It is very, we detest it. That's why we're protesting. That's power over. We are resisting it. The two are gonna see. But rather to create the conditions whereby power can be shared. Protest vote. The purpose is to create the conditions in which each individual's opportunity to exercise power is maximized. I want each one to speak to me. I take your inputs very, very seriously. I took notes, in the context of our larger constituencies. Now, we are going to look at, from that position, we are going to look at understanding the movement building for strategic protest vote, Kalonde, Kakume, Wakaba, Kabanje, and what does that mean? And translating it in Lugwara, translating it in action. What is this protest vote? It's actually those three things. Power with, power to, power within. So from being very disempowered by problems, by arrests, by being targeted by militarized space, from being very disempowered by these problems, by these challenges, by this, blanket they have thrown over us for years, to being empowered, to be part of the solution. Like what Professor shared, what Doc has shared, how these people use the non-violent method to totally turn the tables, to bang the tables. So movement building is very important for us, especially for advocacy and especially for the protest vote. Movement building is about listening to the people in our circles, our communities, our building allies, and fighting for our shared goals. It's also about learning from those on the front lines of experiencing struggles and offering practical solidarity, what you are doing, what we are learning from others, the civic education, online, the protest, Uganda is bleeding, the protests physically. And I want to thank each one of you. Tina Mirembe, in a special way, you leave your child in a very critical condition like my own that I left, and you go. Why? Because you feel you are very empowered and you are part of the solution. You are not going to fold your hands like the lawyers were telling us. For us, one of them anyway, not all. We are very afraid. I told them you are not afraid. You have just lost your dignity. Reclaim it. So it's also about influencing the outcomes, decisions, practices, policies of very powerful militarized spaces, decision makers, to address underlying causes of human rights abuse, poverty, conflict, exclusion, violence, injustice. It's very important. Then, what are these steps in terms of the movement building? In the clip, I refer to it, and we need to really watch that clip, internalize it. One is analyzing our capacity. What is my capacity? What is our capacity for 2026? the protest vote, because we are told that if I am to cut a tree for 3 hours, I would use the 2.5 hours to sharpen the axe, and then I cut it in just 30 minutes.
Yeah, meaning we need to be ready. You have to be prepared. In whatever we're doing, we need to be ready, very, very ready, before we cut the tree. Yeah.
The lawyers also say, if you are going to court, you have a case. Do not hurry it, because a hurried case is a buried case. You will win or lose by the way you are prepared. And that's why these conversations are not a waste of time. We are sharpening ourselves. We are preparing. Then we need also to have spiritual reflections and prayers. Even if you're an atheist, even if you're a traditionalist, it's important to immerse ourselves spiritually and pray and demand in whichever faith you subscribe to. Very important. And that's where some of us get this energy and reawakening and the resilience. Very important to have spiritual reflections. Call it, whether it's yoga, whatever it is, the traditional African traditional, go and immerse yourself spiritually and reflect. Technical capacity building. Like, I'm glad one of the graduates from our school of leadership, our very own school of leadership, is online. And the excitement with which she was speaking is a manifestation of that. Yes, this school, the learning, the unlearning is very, very important. Technical capacity building is very, very critical.
Yeah.
Identifying leaders and mentors. There are many young people who come to me and say,
we need leaders, but not thieves. Mu myaka gye gimaga gitubadde najjo twali tulina abeeyita abakulembeze naye nga babbi, nga si bakulembeze, nga babbi bubbi, nga bo baliwo gwa kubba ggwanga lyaffe, kulagaana gino Museveni n'abatemera nga kubba naye nga si kukulembera bannayuganda okwenunula okubeera n'obukulembeze obulungi obunabakulaakulanya n'okukulaakulanya eggwanga lyaffe, bo nga babbi bubbi. Kati twetaaga bakulembeze abo abalumirwa eggwanga lyabwe, abafaayo ku ggwanga, abafaayo ku bantu baabwe, nga batendekeddwa, baluŋŋamiziddwa, bayisiddwa mu misomo emiteefuteefu egiraga nno Uganda ina kujagala kuva ku mutima, so tina kujagala olwa ssente za Museveni. True.
You in this thing, I would like you to be my mentor. The first assignment I give them is, give me 5 people, alive or dead, leaders that you believe are iconic and they inspire you, and then give me the reason why. And then I also tell them, why have you chosen me to be a mentor? Give me 3 reasons. Because if you don't give a satisfaction reason, I'm not going to waste my very busy time with you. So, identify the leaders and mentors that subscribe to accountability, that can listen, that are accessible, that have values. Then, we also need to nurture group cohesiveness. This platform is doing that very well. Naturally, every Saturday we look forward to this 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Who is the guest speaker? It's going to be this Mama Zedriga. Oh, that is very nice. Even if they are not there, at least, I see many of you are always very faithfully present. Nurturing group cohesiveness. Recruit, retain, follow. And then also there is building relationships. Doctors is so good in it. All of you are so, reach out. Tina, Mimi, all of you, building relationships. And then avoiding getting stuck therein. It is very important. You need to get out. We also need to do the self-care. Health and wellness is very important, especially the mental health. It's very important. Because if you don't, many people just pack their bags and say, enough of this. We started this thing long time ago. We are not making any progress. They don't see progress because their eyes and mind is blocked. Me, I see a lot of progress. I see this place and the platform really as 3/4 full. Okay? What are the components of movement building? 1, we need to organize an authentic base. The circumstances now are bad. We get reflections and feedback. Oh, so and so, the one I saw with you is not authentic. Yeah. Yeah. On organizing an authentic base, then leadership, vision and ideas, alliances and advocacy infrastructure, a framework for evaluating ourselves. We need to start evaluating ourselves, which can help us identify outcomes and track progress throughout our stage. I'm almost done. So some of the stages and the questions that will guide us are why and why not. How is this useful? How is it not useful? Movement stages, monitoring them are very important. They say if you want to go far, if you want to go fast, you go alone. And if you want to go far, go in a group. Is it time for, yeah, sorry. Dorcas, should I break for the, hello?
It's
Dorcas?
okay, doctor. It's okay, doctor. You can complete. Thank you.
Okay, because I've just left you the 1 or 2 slides.
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you very much. If you want to go fast, you go alone. You will go alone, Alupasiri. And if you want to go far, go in a group, go in a team, multiply the results. That's why you have come this far. Stages, movement building elements. Look at the movement building infrastructure. Then we need to build identity. What is our identity? And the intention. Because if you don't know who you are, then you will fall for anything. What are our intentions? Are they clear? What is the movement moment? Like where these actors went and staged the thing in the middle of the road, and the police came, they couldn't arrest them because they were somewhere having coffee. Huh? The movement moment. We need to create that. And then consolidation. There are five core elements of movement building. This is 1, organizing an authentic base, leadership, vision and ideas, alliances, and then advocacy structure, and then the evaluation framework. Now my call to action, which is the last slide. A hurried case is a buried case. Strategic engagement at all levels is very critical. We need to break up the boxes they have boxed us in. We need to create the walls of fear and also the walls of fire from our own end, like this team did. We need to harness trust and alliance. I get calls, oh, so and so you are talking with, yeah, that one is, hey, you know that one, they are going to deliver you straight. I burnt my hands in the 2021. Now I'm very cautious. Harnessing trust and alliances, validating and revalidating. Who is speaking to you? Who is associated? Who is the messenger here? What is their agenda? Outside, are these people truly watermelon ready, Chadala, or are they red outside but yellow inside? Especially our candidate identification this time is very challenging, and we need a lot of prayers. Then use our method of mobilization, like the cow dung or the, you people who are in the snow experiences, snowball. Roll it over. Roll it as you roll, you get more, you get more. And then for us here, we use the cow dung method. Then what is the purpose? What is your purpose? What is your contribution? Do not lament with me. When you start lamenting, oh, Simanye, this, I have no time for lamentation. I am on fire. I'll burn you down. Okay? And then finally, clear strategy. The clip shows it us to all the time. You have a clear strategy. If you do not have clarity, then you are going to fall in a bottomless pit. If you do not know where you are going, any road can lead you there. Kalonde, Kakume, Wakaba, Kabanje. People power, our power. Thank you. Asante, our default.
Wow, Mami Rina Zedriga
Thank you so
Wali.
much,
Asante sana.
Doctor. Guys, I hope